You know, when many people think of Ethiopia, their minds might flash back to those old commercials from the 80s. Grainy footage, a somber piano melody playing in the background, and the unforgettable, heart-wrenching images of children with empty plates. For decades, that was the dominant narrative. A story of famine, of hardship, of a nation on its knees. It was a powerful story, born from a real and devastating crisis, but it was also an incomplete one. A country that gave the world coffee, the literal birthplace of humanity, was suddenly reduced to a single tragic image. It became a global shorthand that, for many, erased thousands of years of history, culture, and resilience. For a long time, that was the story the world told about this incredible place. But let me tell you, that story is getting a major rewrite. And the authors aren't foreign aid campaigns or news reports. The authors are the Ethiopian people themselves, armed with blueprints and a bold vision. The Ethiopia of today, especially as we stand here in 2025, is a nation buzzing with a different kind of energy. It's a country with ambitions so big, so audacious, they make my stand-up career look like a part-time hobby. I mean, my 5-year plan is to maybe get a Netflix special. Their 5-year plan is to become the manufacturing hub of East Africa. We are not the same. This is a place that looked its past, its challenges, and all those old perceptions square in the eye and said, "Thank you for your concern, but we've got this." It's a collective decision to not just hope for a new future, but to actively, relentlessly build one. And when I say build, I mean that in the most literal sense. All across the country, a new Ethiopia is rising from the ground up. You can hear it in the clang of steel, see it in the skeletons of new skyscrapers reaching for the clouds. It's the sound of a generation that refuses to be defined by the past, hammering out a new destiny. They are literally building it with steel, with concrete, and with a palpable, infectious sense of national pride. This isn't just about progress, it's about proving something to the world, and more importantly, to themselves. But don't mistake this for just putting up a few new office blocks or apartment buildings. No. This is a complete national makeover on a scale that's hard to comprehend. It's like Ethiopia enrolled in the world's most ambitious home renovation show. But instead of just remodeling a kitchen, they're knocking down outdated economic structures, laying entirely new foundations for industry, and rewiring the whole country for a new era of power and connectivity. To do this, they are pouring billions of dollars from government coffers, international loans, and foreign investment into what are known as mega projects. And the name fits. These aren't just big, they're gigantic landscape-altering endeavors. Chief among them, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a project of such staggering scale and national importance, it's become a symbol of the country's sovereignty and technological prowess. We're talking about thousands of kilometers of new railways and highways stitching the country together, connecting landlocked Ethiopia to the sea. We're talking about sprawling industrial parks the size of small cities, humming with activity, designed to attract global brands and transform the Made in Ethiopia label into a mark of quality. Each one is a calculated strategic move. These are world-changing projects designed to tackle the nation's most persistent challenges head-on. To bring electricity to every village, to move goods from farm to port in hours instead of days, and to create opportunities that will keep its brilliant youthful population building their future right here at home. This is the story of a nation dreaming with its eyes wide open and then waking up to build that dream into reality. Alright, let's talk about the big one. The project that has reshaped not just a river, but the ambitions of an entire nation. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD. The name alone sounds like a superhero headquarters, and honestly it kind of is. This isn't just a dam, it's a modern-day pyramid, a testament to sheer human will and engineering prowess. To build it required moving over 10 million cubic meters of roller-compacted concrete. That's enough material to build a 2-lane road from Addis Ababa to Cairo and back again. Imagine a wall of concrete and steel stretching over a mile long across the Blue Nile Gorge. It towers 155 meters high. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty, with room to spare. It's the largest hydroelectric dam in all of Africa, a concrete titan designed to hold back a reservoir that, when full, will contain 74 billion cubic meters of water. That's more water than the entire annual flow of some major European rivers. And it's built right here on the Blue Nile, the source of over 85% of the water that eventually reaches the famous Nile River in Egypt. For centuries, this lifeblood flowed right through Ethiopia, the country of its origin, yet Ethiopia could barely touch it. Why? A series of colonial-era treaties signed without Ethiopia's participation gave downstream countries like Egypt and Sudan what they considered historic rights to nearly all of the Nile's water. Ethiopia, the source of the river's power, was left on the sidelines. It was like living next to a bakery, constantly smelling the fresh bread, but never being allowed a single slice. So in 2011, Ethiopia decided it was time to build its own oven. And this wasn't a project funded by international loans. In a remarkable display of national unity, it was financed primarily by Ethiopians themselves. Government workers contributed salaries, citizens at home and abroad bought dam bonds. It became a symbol of sovereignty. So what's the ultimate point of this colossal undertaking? Power, literally. GERD's primary goal is to generate a staggering amount of electricity. Its 13 turbines are designed to produce over 5,000 megawatts. To put that in perspective, that's more than 3 times the output of the Hoover Dam. This single dam is projected to more than double Ethiopia's entire electricity output, catapulting the nation from a state of energy poverty into a potential energy exporter. Before GERD, more than half the country, over 60 million people, lived without reliable access to electricity. Think about what that really means in the 21st century. It means children trying to study while breathing in toxic fumes. It means a tailor can't use an electric sewing machine or a welder can't power their tools, limiting their businesses to daylight hours and manual labor. It means hospitals relying on sputtering expensive diesel generators during power cuts, putting lives at risk when critical equipment fails. GERD promises to change all of that, powering homes, schools and industries, and laying the foundation for a modern, electrified Ethiopia. Next up, let's talk about the lifeblood of any economy, getting things from A to B. For a nation, this isn't just about logistics, it's about survival and growth. And for Ethiopia, the journey is from its bustling capital, Addis Ababa, to the crucial coastal port of Djibouti. To understand why this route is so vital, you have to look at a map. Ethiopia faces a significant geographical challenge. Following the independence of Eritrea in 1993, the country lost its entire coastline overnight. It became one of the world's most populous landlocked nations. No coastline means no direct access to the sea, no ports of its own. So how does a country of over 120 million people trade with the world? For decades, the answer was a single precarious lifeline, the road to the port of Djibouti, through which over 95% of its trade flows. Imagine running a modern economy where your main highway is a fleet of trucks on a long, grueling journey. This wasn't just a matter of slow roads, it was a constant battle against congestion, breakdowns, and unpredictable delays. A truckload of precious coffee beans or fresh flowers could be stuck for days, losing value with every passing hour. The journey from Addis to the port routinely took 3 days, and during peak seasons or bad weather, it could stretch to a week or more. The cost, both in time and money, was a heavy anchor on Ethiopia's economic ambitions. Then, everything changed. Enter the Addis-Ababa-Djibouti Railway. And let's be clear, this isn't your grandpa's old steam train chugging through the countryside. This is a state-of-the-art 752-kilometer standard-gauge electric railway. It was a monumental undertaking, a $4.5 billion project built in partnership with Chinese engineering firms, representing a new artery of commerce for the entire Horn of Africa. A sleek, red and yellow passenger train now zips across the dramatic landscapes of the Ethiopian highlands and the arid desert plains of Djibouti. But the real economic muscle is the freight line. What once took 3 days by truck now takes a freight train just 12 to 15 hours. This isn't just an improvement, it's a revolution. The railway can haul the equivalent of 200 trucks in a single trip, dramatically cutting transport costs by up to a third. Suddenly, that slow, expensive journey is gone, replaced by a reliable, freight-hauling bullet. The impact ripples through the entire economy. For exporters, it means their goods, from coffee to textiles, reach the global market faster and in better condition. For importers, it means essential goods like wheat, fertilizer, and machinery arrive more predictably and at a lower cost. New industrial parks are springing up along the railway's path, creating manufacturing hubs and thousands of jobs, all strategically positioned to leverage this newfound speed. This railway is about more than just velocity. It's a lifeline, a massive steel artery pumping the lifeblood of commerce into the heart of the nation and out to the global market. In the world of global trade, speed isn't just money, it's opportunity, it's growth, it's the future. And for Ethiopia, that future is arriving right on schedule. So you've got the power from the dam and the speed from the railway. Now, where do you actually make all the stuff? That's where the third piece of Ethiopia's puzzle comes in. Industrial parks. These are not your average business parks with a few office buildings. No, massive, sprawling zones dedicated entirely to manufacturing. Entire cities built for factories. Government builds everything. Roads, buildings, electricity, water supply, wastewater treatment. They hand a company a key and say, "Welcome, now get to work." Hawassa Industrial Park, focused on clothes and textiles. Rows of workers at sewing machines. Hawassa. It's huge, environmentally friendly, built in record time, and it's just one of many. Pharmaceuticals, leather goods, machinery, strategy, attract foreign brands. So you have the dam, the railway, and the industrial parks. On their own, each one is impressive. But when you look at them together, you see the real genius of Ethiopia's plan. It's not just a collection of random big projects, it's a carefully designed system. The GERD provides the cheap, abundant electricity that the industrial parks need to run. The industrial parks create the manufactured goods, and the Addis-Djibouti Railway provides the fast route to the sea and global markets. The dam addresses the energy poverty that has held the country back for so long. They represent a country that is taking its destiny into its own hands, building a future where its people can not just survive, but thrive.